Well, hello, my lovely, lovely art witches. Welcome back. Today, as you probably already know from the title of the video when I put it up, am talking about my current book projects. Just my book projects. So this is a work in progress video, but just books. Obviously, I do other arts and crafts and other witchcraft and all that sort of stuff. But this one's just about the books. So, we've got a lot. I'm not going to flip through them. I might show you a page or two here or there, obviously, because otherwise it would actually be quite a boring video. But I'm not going to flip through them all. I do have at least one. I don't know whether I'm going to do it in one video or two videos. We'll come to that later. Ooh, suspense. Okay, so what am I working on at the moment? So on the right here, you will see very familiar book, my Colour Wheel of the Year. It's holding down my stand so it doesn't move too much. I probably just made everything go completely wibbly wobbly, so apologies for that. I'm not going to open it up. You guys have seen everything that's in it so far except for a couple of my Beltane pages. I haven't completed my Beltane section yet, and I'm going to try and upload this video today, so, or maybe tomorrow, we'll see. So yeah, it's not Beltane just yet, but very nearly. And I have done bugger all. I've done one spread on Baphomet and stuck in some pages about Beltane, and that's it. So this little guy on the top, this I have actually shown before. This is a beautiful leather-bound grimoire book that came from the Muses of Mystery in a Sabbath box. I think it was Samhain 2021, maybe. Not sure. But it is what I have described before as my scraps of shadows. So this is a dumping ground for all of my ideas, all of my thoughts, things that I want to write up in my book, things that I have written up in my book, ideas for crafts that I get from watching videos or what have you. In here I've tested out some watercolors, things that I've seen, notes that I've pasted in when I've made notes on other things, testing out some watercolor textures, ideas for stamps. Some of these have been pasted in ideas I didn't get to from previous Scraps of Shadows books, notes from videos I've watched, prompt lists, course notes, stamping, testing, things, just, you know, a bit of everything. It really is a bit of everything. That's me working through some sigils, spells that I'm doing. Yeah. It's, as I said, messy dumping ground for thoughts, ideas, and working stuff out. So I will write up my spells and rituals in my Book of Shadows, as you know, but in the meantime, when I'm working it out, like this is a spell, there's, Numen intentions, blah, 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 blah. That's enough of that one. But just so you know that I have this messy, messy, messy dumping ground for things. I'm still working through this book. Luckily, it's a nice thick one. I know people are probably going, oh my God, you've used this most amazing, most special book for just writing shit in. Yeah, I have. These books are absolutely stunning, but I don't love the paper. If you want to do any kind of wet media or even any kind of artwork beyond collage, it's fine for writing, but it's not great for, it bleeds through. It's very it's thick, but it's not sturdy. So yeah, I was never going to use this as a, super, super special Book of Shadows, Grimoire, anything like that, because of the paper inside it. I love it, and I will keep it. This won't actually be something, I don't actually throw away my Scraps of Shadows books. I keep them because, again, they're a sort of a record of my random mind. And so this will stay on my shelf eventually. But yeah, I have used a very fancy book for some very mundane, well, not mundane, but for messy things. Messy notes. It's okay to do that. You can actually choose all the beautiful books in the world and only use those, even for your everyday to-do list. Think about that. What would make your to-do list more beautiful? Put it in a beautiful book. There's a thought. This one is one that I started in... I started it fairly early on this year, but I'm rambling and I'm waffling and I'm not making any sense. It's my gratitude journal. I have been using my phone with a couple of different apps, but most recently the Calm app for my gratitude journal, my daily gratitude, for probably 7 or 8 years. And that's just how I've journaled my gratitude. And in watching the amazing Emily's video earlier this year of her, books and things that she was working in this year, she had a beautiful, I'm not sure if it was exactly a gratitude journal, but it was along those lines. And I was inspired. I'm like, maybe I'm inspired to do a physical book this year for my gratitude journal. And I chose this gorgeous Moon Goddess diary. It's a Southern Hemisphere diary. You can get it wherever you get books, including Amazon. It's absolutely beautiful. The artwork is gorgeous. And I thought it would be fun to use some of my fun stickers that I have, because I have lots of them, and use it for my gratitude. And I found it was a real struggle. I really wasn't using it. Here you can see none of the days have been filled in except for that one. And I just lost that practice. It just sort of waned and stopped. And here we go. By August, I wasn't doing anything. And I wasn't using this absolutely beautiful book. I'd maybe pick it up and do it, and then I wouldn't. And I thought, okay, so that's something that hasn't worked for me. And I went back to doing my gratitude in my Calm app, and I've been doing it every day. So I don't know why it didn't work, because as you know, I love my books. I put everything in my books. And I really thought that was going to be a fun daily practice. Didn't work. So I know that for next year, I won't do this again, despite the fact that I love this diary. If you're looking for a diary and you're a Southern Hemisphere witch, this is one made by a Southern Hemisphere witch for us. And it's wonderful. And there's some beautiful monthly prompts and things for, self-care and it's just gorgeous. Really gorgeous. So highly recommend the actual diary if you are looking for a diary. And now we come to this little pile, which this you've seen before. This is my Bastet book, and it's got a whole lot of pages that I've just dumped in there to do something with. I'm not going to open it. I haven't touched it since last we spoke. I keep talking about doing video on Bastet. I keep talking about this journal, and I'm not doing anything in it. I want you guys to know it's all right if you start a project and then you put it aside for a while. I've said it before, but I want to reiterate it. I do a lot of books, I do a lot of journals, I do a lot of projects, but sometimes I'm not doing them, and that's all right. So that's one that I haven't. This is another one that you will find quite familiar, and I have literally done nothing more than I had the last time we spoke about it. This was one that I set myself a deadline to complete in 6 months. That 6 months was up in June. I have a funny feeling that my little contrary Scorpio nature said, oh, you're setting me a deadline, are you? Yeah, nah. I did print out some images to use for some of the runes. That's it. So that's another one that I've put aside for now. And I definitely want to come back to this because I do want to go further in exploring my runes. But for now, it's just a project that's on the shelf. And that's all right. This one's another one that I started and then changed my mind. So this is an altered board book. I think that's upside down. Hard to tell. And I collaged the pages in the colours of the rainbow. And I was going to do a book on colour magic. And then after I'd done this, and the pages are a bit sticky together because I've used too much matte medium or Mod Podge or something. I don't even know. It's been so long. And anyway, I did all my pages in my grimoire, my actual grimoire, on colour magic, and I'm also obviously doing this book which is exploring the wheel of the year via colour, and this just felt redundant and I suddenly was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So I have pages prepped for a potential future project. Again, this is going to sit on my shelf. I'm not going to throw it away. It has the potential to become something amazing and grimoire-y, but I don't know what yet, because the original idea fell in a heap, just didn't work. Why are you showing us all these things that didn't work, Alexandra? Just because I can. Just to prove to you that not everything I do is amazing start to finish project that all comes together beautifully, because that's not the reality of my world. It's only part of the reality of my world. These next two projects I have started and have plans, and I'm still in that working through them stage. So all I've done here is prep. This is another board book. This is intended to be a book on magical aromatherapy. As some of you know, I'm an aromatherapist. I do have plans to bring you a video on aromatherapy with some basics. I used to teach classes in it many, many years ago, and I recently prepared a masterclass to do online for the job that I work in, and it never happened. It fell flat, but I'd done all the prep work for this class. So I might actually, and it is just a quick, sort of half-hour-ish, although a Corrigan video, it's probably likely to be closer to an hour because I might ramble. We'll see. But I do plan to bring you that at some point in the future. I am making no promises, because if I start to make promises, I won't do it. So magical aromatherapy, that's the plan. We'll see. And this one, I'm actually quite excited to do this. Again, all I've done is a cover, just a cover. But I want to do a folio celebrating and exploring Venusian themes, the goddess Venus, and love and beauty and harmony and those sorts of themes. So this is inspired by Molly Roberts' project. She had this really cool sort of prosperity book or folio that she made, and she's added to and added to and added to. Something that was, started out, something she did on her Patreon. I know she's got maybe not a full flip through of it, but it appears in videos on her YouTube as well. So that's where that idea has come from. Work in progress. We'll see where we get with that. This is just my Book of Shadows, my current Book of Shadows. And I'm working in it, same as I always do. Yeah, I've showed some of this stuff on Instagram, and I'll do a flip through when it's complete. So expect to see more of that. These 3 books I am not going to show you. I'm going to show you the covers. That's it. So I have this little book on spring sigils, my Spoopy Spring book, which was following a course by Molly Roberts, and my Spring-a-Ween grimoire as well. So I am, hopefully after I finished filming this video, I'm going to film flip throughs of these 3. Now, I may put them all in one video. That'll be quite a long video. Maybe I'll do individual videos. This one will be a really quick video if I do. We'll see. I'll bring it to you. I'll bring it to you soon. Spooky Spring has been my focus for the last sort of 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. And I've really done not a lot else other than delve into spring art magic. So that's happening. I'm just going to pop these over here on the floor, and I will be filming flip throughs and bringing them to you soon. Hello. Nefertiti is not a work in progress. She's just beautiful. Ooh, good girl. I have a new manifestation box. So my previous manifestation box that I showed you did eventually completely fill up, and it is now in my Magickal library cupboard. And I have made a new box. This is just a wooden box that I found in the op shop, and I've decoupaged it with various bits of paper and moths and a skull, because that's my jam at the moment. And as always, I've been making little manifestation cards. Some really cute things. Again, I'll do a flip through of this when it's full. This is just, I just thought I'd show you this really cute laminated pocket that was from Megan, from Megan the Moon. And I filled it with, this is also from her, filled it with little manifestation cards and tags and bits and bobs. It's a little cluster of hers. So cute. So yeah, I bought another sort of ephemera pack from her. So I have a whole bunch of things. I think when I first got it, I went a bit nuts making some manifestation cards because I like to be able to look through them. So, manifestation box, something that I continue to work on, and then when it's full, if I fill it, which I probably will because it's actually already got quite a lot in it, I'll make another one. It's becoming a really lovely part of my practice. It's something I'm really enjoying, and I wholeheartedly recommend it to you if it's something that calls to you or sparks a bit of interest. I love the fact, as I've said before, that I can make, you know, one little card if I've just got 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, to do some work. And I want to do some art magic, but I can't. I don't want to get all my books out. And often these are just, I'll pull a couple of bits off what's on my desk or what I've been working with lately and make an art spell. How simple is this one? So, there we go. Now, whew, you thought that was it. You were wrong. I have a whole bunch more things sitting next to me that I'm going to show you. So this one requires a little bit of, it's still a work in progress, and it requires a little bit of explanation. In this little bag here is something that came into my life in a sort of just serendipitous way. These are beautiful little stones, and each one has a symbol on them. And they came into my life exactly like this. They're clearly handmade. Some of the imagery is very reminiscent of symbols that appear in Aboriginal art. They came from, I went to a Yule winter solstice party, as it were, with some fellow witchy peeps. And one of them, whom I don't know, friend of a friend, came in and said they had a friend who clears out hoarder houses and does estates and that sort of stuff. and they had this gigantic box of witchy bits and bobs, and they said that they thought it would be a lovely thing to do to bring it along to this Yule event and just let people help themselves to some witchy things. Now, there were lots and lots of herbs, there were some oils, jars, that sort of thing, you know, your typical witchy stuff. It was all really old, so a lot of it was dated back to the 90s. I mean, I saw things from shops I used to shop at in the 90s, you know, and like they've been closed down for years, witchcraft supply shops and things. So it was actually kind of nostalgic, and I picked out a few things, but I picked up a bag. It wasn't this bag. It was a sort of a rather manky looking bag, and I was like, oh, I wonder what's in that. And these stones were in it, and they were mine. They felt like mine. They had come into my life, and I needed to take them home with me, and I was super happy with them. And so I thought, okay, they've got these beautiful symbols on them. I need to just make them into a type of rune deck, you know, an oracle stones deck, whatever. Is that what you call it? It's not what you call it. A set of stones, whatever. So I have my things, and I was like, okay, now I have to create or come across the meanings of them. So I've got some names for them, and I'm currently working through what they represent to me, and therefore what the meaning may be in an oracle spread. And so, of course, I'm going to have a book to put these said meanings in. This was beautiful paper sent to me by Megan. This is gorgeous watercolor paper, and I have painted just the backgrounds for each of the stones. And I'm thinking I might do some sort of lino cut or jelly print to represent the actual symbols themselves, and then obviously write in the meanings. So that's a work in progress, because I'm still working through how I'm going to do each page, and B, the actual meanings of my stones. So I haven't actually used them as a deck yet, even though I did get them, yes, some months ago. Life is busy. I work full-time. I wish I could be a full-time witch, but, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to get a glass of water. Sorry about that. So yeah, still working through it, working through the meanings. Busy witch. I'll get there. Definitely a work in progress, and looking forward to it. And as always, when it's finished, I will do a flip through. So then this next one that I'm going to show you is one that I actually thought was complete, and now I'm not feeling like it is. So this is what looks like a book. It was a project that I did via Don Moncran's Patreon, Vanessa Oliver-Lloyd, and it's actually a book box for keeping magical things in, and I have some magical items, including these were another project that was done for her Patreon, and this is actually the black salt ashes, black ashes. I don't think there's I'm not sure whether she mixed salt into it now or not. From that Yule celebration, everyone put their wishes and things into the Yule fire, and then the person who was hosting actually ground it all up and gave us each a little bottle of the ashes, which is really special. Sort of Yule log ashes sort of thing. So anyway, tangent again. This was for Unicorn Games from Molly Roberts. I'm just feeling like I want to do more with it, more to it. Don't know what yet, and it's not a high priority project for me because it was nominally complete. I'm just now thinking I might want to add a bit to it, and I might want to add more specific things inside as well. So that's to be decided kind of project. I'm running out of room here. Then I have this little guy. See what I mean? I have a lot. I have so much going on at the moment. This is my Wellness Witch Grimoire. I've been attempting to just get a bit healthier, try and look after myself. It's sort of wellness, self-care through wellness, I guess. Things that keep me well. It's just a little junk journal. And I've just been, you know, adding things in, various goals, essential oils, foods to eat, simple reminders like this to drink more water. So, yeah. Again, it's sort of a longer term project, I think. So don't expect to see a flip through of this anytime soon unless I suddenly, I don't know, get a massive passion for wellness and only work in this book. But just as I'm coming across ideas for my wellness, if I'm doing spells for my wellness, they'll go in here, that sort of thing. So, Wellness Witch Grimoire. This one is fairly obvious. It's a tarot journal. I was inspired by a few people actually in this one. Probably mostly Emily from Fern and Oak Art, Lucy from Les Patouilles de Lucie, and Celine from La Green Witch. Really enjoying seeing their tarot journals, and I've been wanting to delve more, get back into more tarot. I mean, it's hard. I don't have enough time to do the things that I'm doing now, and then I add more things to do in a day, and it's just crazy. So this is an actual tarot journal that I purchased, and I haven't done much in it. Again, I don't think this is going to be something that I work through in a couple of months. I think this is going to be a long-term project. When I do tarot spreads or tarot pulls for particular purposes, I'm going to pop them in here. If I'm exploring, this one's an exploration of the Fool card, just because it came up several times in a row, and I was like, okay, I think I need to explore that. So there's not much in it yet. Some notes that I've made previously about cards and things, but I liked the idea of having it. I mean, I do sometimes have one small journal where I write up my daily card pulls, and then I sometimes write up my diary. That's at work, and then I sometimes write out my daily card pulls that I do at home, but I actually don't do them as often at home. Am I rambling again? I might be. Sorry, guys. So tarot journal, work in progress, but I'm enjoying doing it. It's a fun way for me to be exploring the tarot. Along those lines is this book, which again is definitely a long-term explorative art grimoire. I haven't even finished the cover. It's a reclaimed book. And it's predominantly tarot and or archetypes, sort of exploring those things. There might be a little bit of goddess work, maybe even some shadow work. I don't know. It's very much purely art, and I'm loving it because it's different from other books that I'm working in. That one's a spread on the Temperance card and finding balance. There's one in here. Oh, this one's on the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups? Yeah, 10 of Cups. So, yeah, look, and there's spreads that I haven't finished, spreads I've started. It's very personal. So I I don't know if I'm going to actually end up completely showing it to you, but we'll see. I probably will. There's not many of the things that I do art magic wise that I don't show you guys. I share pretty much everything. And that is one that, you know, if I do have things I don't want to share with you, I will share the rest of the book with you. So I might, you know, just paperclip pages together if they're too personal. But again, it's just one that I'm working on. It's not something that's close to completion, and I don't expect it to be close to completion anytime soon. Oh, this one is so much fun, and I'm loving it so much. Some of you may have seen it on my Instagram. So this is a journal that is not exactly a companion to the Wild Unknown Tarot, or, you know, Animal Oracle deck, or any of the other, you know, archetype decks. And it is a sort of separate journal exploration on its own, created by Kim Krans. It's gorgeous. I'll flip to a blank page and you can see what I'm talking about. So each page has something on it and a prompt, and you can do whatever you want from there on. I have had it for a while and hadn't done anything with it, and suddenly decided, I had this sudden idea that it would be really amazing to use those prompts as jumping off points for actual art spells. So this is exactly what it says it is, a book of art spells. Kim Krans, and I've stamped in here Corrigan Moon Leopard. It was really funny when I posted this on my Instagram. A number of people had to do a bit of a double take, thinking that this was an actual published book by me and Kim Krans. It's not. But my book of art spells. So I did the cover. There's a couple of spells in here that I've done already. This one was colour, and I've done it as sort of Art Witch Passion. This is about growth and abundance. I've started this one about hatching new ideas, but that's not complete yet. This one's on healing, a little bit of a healing spell. So yeah, work in progress. I haven't done anything in it. As I said, for the last sort of 6-8 weeks, I've been focused very much on Spoopy Spring, so I haven't done anything for a while, but I'm looking forward to working in that one again. And again, because it's specifically spells, it's not something that, you know, I don't do art spells every day or every week even. So it's a longer term project as well. These two I'll show you quickly. They're not very exciting. This one's actually, I wouldn't say it's complete, but I'm finished with it for now. This is my crystal book, and I have shown you this in a previous work in progress, and I'd only done a couple of pages. I've now filled in pretty much all of the crystals I think that I own. But there's still, you know, room to fit in others. As I said, it's not a very exciting book. There's not a lot of point in doing a full flip through for you, but, you know, just the meanings and uses of different crystals. And I've done a little bit of either a crystal drawing or a collage of crystals to go into it. So that one's actually done for now. As I've said before, I'm not really purchasing new crystals. If I come across something in a charity store, I might buy it. And obviously I do get them sometimes in subscription boxes and as gifts, and I'm totally down with that. And if there's things that I haven't written about in here, I may do so. And this one, I started using ages ago. It's a book of lists. This beautiful cover was painted by Kirra Adams, Kirra Adams Art. I'm going to have to link everything that I'm mentioning in this book down below, and I will link her, either her Etsy or her Instagram or what have you. It came last year in the advent calendar that I bought from her, and I started back then to write in various lists, things that I wanted to do, creative projects, and then I kind of just put it aside, and I didn't ever do anything more with it. I'd painted a lot of the pages just because I can. I didn't finish, I don't think. No, there's still pages I haven't painted, but yeah, it's just literally just a book of lists. And then recently watching Elderberry Sprout did a spread in her book of lists, and I think she was pretty much using that as a warm-up exercise for artists, which I thought was kind of cool. And it reminded me that I had this book that I'd started and not done anything with. So I've brought it back out. It's now in my sort of pile of things that I'm currently working on. And yes, I will put more lists in and make them decorative and stuff. And then this is a project I have not started, but I'm thinking of making it a 2024 project. This book was given to me by a colleague, and it's 365 Days of Kindness. And it is sort of basically a journal and ideas sort of book. And I thought it could be a fun project for me to do some daily practice, maybe next year. We'll see. We will see. It's certainly there waiting for me when I'm ready. And then just these last three that I'm going to show you are more art than witchcraft. So this little tiny book that's very shiny, because I've used shiny sticky back plastic on it, or I think most of the stickers and stamps on here, yeah, I think they're all La Green Witch. Aren't they gorgeous? It's just a little Midori notebook, and it is ideas because I have thought about, but not done anything with it yet, creating some stickers or printables to put in my Etsy shop. And it's sort of, at the moment, it's just little doodlings, little witchy doodlings. And these may or may not end up, you know, as printables and stickers and what have you. I haven't done much in there. There's a little sketching, but that's another thing that I'm working on. When I have an idea, I just get it out, get my pencil out, draw it, come back later, maybe ink it up, maybe colour it in. So that's, yeah, another work in progress. This one is another long-termer. I've been working in this book for probably about 3 years, I think, maybe longer. This is a junk journal style book where I've used mostly sort of just coffee stained office paper. There's a few other bits of paper in here as well, but mostly that. And it's just a little sort of watercolor sketchbook. I started this after an Art Witch Academy post that Freya Fennick did on sort of intuitive paintings that she does. She does hers on cards, I think, mostly. Really loved the idea, and it sort of also vibed with an idea that I was working through, or inspiration that I was working through from an artist I've mentioned on the channel before called Mixie Gregory. She does all these amazing sketchbook flip throughs, and you know, she'll do iCAD and she'll do, you know, 100 days projects and things, and I love her style, love her style. And so, yeah, that's sort of, this is a sort of an amalgamation of thoughts and inspiration from those two sources predominantly. And I just occasionally work in it. Sometimes I work in it and finish something. Sometimes I work in it and start something and finish it later. So it's just one more project that I am sort of always, it's always there. I go through stages where I might do, you know, a page every couple of days, and then I might not touch it for 6 months. But it's there for me. And finally, this is the last one in this video, I think. I'm just looking around me to make sure. This is just, again, it's just another sketchbook. Again, it's mostly using watercolor. This is just a moleskin, cheapy moleskin. Some of these have some magical significance on these pages, and some of them are just explorations. That was a blind contour drawing I did. Sometimes they're more, this is more of an art spell situation going on. As is this one. Sometimes it's just I'm inspired by something. This one's not finished. So, yeah. Just to show a little bit of the sort of art, I guess, that you don't see. I don't tend to I don't tend to post anything much on my art Instagram page. I'll link it down below in case you want to have a look at it, but don't get excited because I'm not there. I'm really not present there. I have a tiny following of like about, I don't know, 200 people or something. And I post there so sparingly, it's not funny. I should probably post more things like this, but I don't. And I'm probably not going to. It's just not a high priority for me. But just to show you that, yeah, that's another project that I have been working on for some years and continue to do. This book, I've worked in back and forth for probably 6 years. So not all of my book projects that you see, and even the ones you don't see, but they're not all done in a short space of time. I think that's the main reason for me bringing you this works in progress video. One, to say that I don't create everything quickly or all at once. I also put things aside, sometimes for years. And that's perfectly acceptable and okay to do that. Don't beat yourself up thinking that you need to complete every project that you start or complete it within a specific time frame. Some projects I never finish. I do have a couple of, I'm not very good at keeping a sketchbook on a regular basis. You know, some artists are very much, they keep a sketchbook and they work in it almost daily. I've never, ever done that. I never keep a diary, but I do like to have a sketchbook or several sketchbooks on the go. I think I've probably, I mean, apart from these 3, I've probably got some others as well that have probably been abandoned. But I don't feel like it is, I don't feel the pressure to be doing a project from start to finish and working on it till it's done. It's okay to pick something up because you're enthused about it, put it aside when it's not giving you what you need from it. And it's okay to be a bit magpie-like and Gemini moon me, and just have everything on the go at once and get distracted by shiny things. I do, clearly. You've just seen the sheer volume of craziness that I am working on. And I guarantee you, next week, the week after, I'll have another project that I've started because I'll have some other inspiration and get really excited about it. And then it'll be something else that's on my pile of things I'm currently working on. And that's okay. It's all right to do that. It's okay to start a course and not complete it. It's okay to start a course and not complete it in the time frame that the creator has set out for that course, whether that be a 6-week course or a 12-month course. You can just make the notes, take the lessons with you, and do it at your own pace. That's what I've done this year with the Art Magic Almanac course that I started with Molly Roberts. And I've shared a couple of things that I've done that were particularly from that course. But I have done very few of each of those weekly prompts and suggestions. They're all amazing because it's Molly. And I just haven't, it just hasn't been something that's been a priority or been on my radar. But I paid for the course and I will do the course. I may not do every single lesson, but I have a notebook where I've written everything down. I mean, I know that I get sent the emails, and so technically the emails are all there and I've got all of the lessons, but I like to have things in a book because it's more tangible and I can flip through it. Like, you can't flip through a year's worth of emails. So yeah, I'm rambling again. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. If you've made it through to the end of this video, wow, you guys must be super fans, because I have rambled. I've probably bored you to tears. But this is what I'm working on. Expect to see some of these sometime soon, and some of them, who knows when you'll see them. You might see them in a future work in progress video where I go, well, I started this, but I haven't finished it. Love you lots. Get out there, make some art magic, work on what's working for you, put aside what's not working for you, and have fun. So much love. See you in the next video.